Okay, so today we're just going to extend on what we did yesterday. I'm going to give you a couple harder questions to look at. Now, I will warn you, my questions here are probably not going to come out the full, nice numbers because I just made them up. Okay, so let's take a look here. So this one here looks exactly the same, but we have some, not just brackets, we have some leading terms here. Okay, so this is how I usually handle it. I'm not going to rainbow in right away. Okay, I'm not going to rainbow in right away. I'm going to do what I normally do. So first thing we need to do, make sure all parts of the equation have are fractions. We've done that. Okay, now make the denominators the same. Well, to make this the same, I'm going to multiply this by 5 and this by 5, because what I do to the bottom I have to do to the top, and this by 4 and this by 4. And this will get us a 20 on the denominator side. Right, so it's going to be 20 down here. Now all I'm going to do here is this part here right now. 5 times 3, which is going to be 15. I'm going to leave the brackets as is. Right? Equals 8 on the outside, because 5 times 2 is 8. 4 times 2 is 8. And then we have 4x minus 3 inside the bracket. And then 20 out here. Now, I do this because I'd much rather just multiply one thing instead of two things, right? So then, once we have that, I go here, and I'm just going to erase my denominators once I have it done there. Then, I'm here, so I'm just going to start rainbowing like I usually do. And that's going to be 15x plus 30 equals 32x minus 24. Now my highest x values here, as I hear my computer wind up, so my pen's going to slow down. So I'm going to bring the 15 over. So I usually like to write as the number first that's already over here. So 30 is going to be over here, plus 24 equals 32 minus 15. Those both have x's on. So that's going to be 54 equals 17. And then we're going to divide by our coefficient. So x is going to equal 54 over 17. Okay, so the big thing here is, off the bat here, if you have a number outside the bracket, just leave it there and times it by whatever's going on down below to make our numbers the same. Okay? So that's level 1, next step. So I'll do this one in blue, so it's a little bit different. So now we have this one. 4x plus 2 over 3 plus 2x plus 1 over 2 equals 4x minus 2 over 4. So first step, make sure we have all fractions. Done. Next step, let's make them all the denominators the same. So if we take a look here, the lowest common denominator is going to be 12. So I'm going to times this by 3, top by 3. When I mean top by 3, I mean times by this number and this number. This I'm going to times by 6. The top I'm going to do by 6. This I'm going to multiply by 4. Oh, as my computer decides to slow down all of a sudden. This I'm going to divide by 4. Why that only wants to go down that far, I have no clue. So 4 times 4 is going to be 16x plus 8 over 12 plus, this time times by 6, it's going to be 12x plus 6 over 12 equals, these I'm times by 3, so this is going to be 12x minus 6, oh computer slow down, now I'm all messed up, over 12. Now my denominators are all the same now, so that means I can just erase them. And there. Now I'm going to collect my like terms first. So I'm going to collect my x's together, and I'm going to collect my numbers together on this side. This side I can't collect anything, because that, even though it looks like something, that is a 6. So that's just going to be the same. 12x minus 6. This one here, I'm going to add these two together. So that's 28x. I'll put this on red so it kind of makes sense. This here is going to be 14. Now, here's my largest x. So I'm going to bring this over here. Then I'm going to bring that 14 this side. Now we're doing inverse operations, so it's going to be the exact opposite operation. So 28x minus 12x equals negative 6 minus 14. So that's going to combine these. We're going to be at 16x, as my computer loves to mess with me on 6's. Well, that's a beauty. Let's try that again. Equals, what's that, negative 20. Then we divide by our coefficient, and I see that I can never do 16s. So x equals negative 20 over 16, and we can reduce that to 4's go into both of those, negative 5 over 4. If you want to do the mid step here, divide both by 2, it's going to be 10 divided by 8, and then divide by 2 again, and you get there. So a big thing here is when you do this, make sure you multiply both these numbers by the number that's up top, right? So the last one I'll show you for today is this one. And should we go green? Is green an easy color, see? Yeah. Let's draw a line here. Getting better at this pen. Let's go x plus 4 over 5 plus 8 equals 3x minus 2 over 2. First step, make sure they're all fractions. Fraction, check. Fraction, check. No fraction. So let's make it a fraction. Just put a 1 underneath that. Easy. Now it's a fraction. Now we need common denominators. The lowest common denominator between 5 and 2 is going to be 10. So what do we have to multiply this to get to 10? Well, 5. We'll multiply 5 on the bottom. Multiply this by 2. So multiply it by 2 on the top. Now this one we got to get to 10. So we have to multiply this by 10, and therefore we have to do the top by 10 as well. So let's go through here. So these are going to multiply both. You can kind of think of it like a bracket, where you have to distribute that 2 into it. So that's going to be 2x plus 4 over 10 plus 80 over 10 equals, now we're doing the bracket here again, I'm going to multiply in 15x minus 10 over 10. Now we've reached our goal of having all the denominators the same. So once we have that, let's just get rid of them. And boom. Now on this side I'm going to collect my like terms. And my only like terms are here on this side. Therefore I don't have to move as many over. So my 2x is still there. And it's going to be plus 84 equals 15x minus 10. So now let's rearrange. My biggest x is here. So I'm going to bring that 2x over here. I'm going to bring that 10 over there. I like to write down what's already over there. So 84 is already here. Inverse operation was a minus, so now it's going to be a plus equals 15x. This was a plus, so now it's going to be a minus 2x. So that's going to be 94 equals 13x. Therefore, I divide by my coefficient to end. X equals 94 over 13. There. So nothing really that new. Like all the things are the same, but we're just building on them, putting them all together. So tonight you're going to have 4 questions for homework. And then I'm also going to give you an assignment to finish off, kind of wrap up the week. I'll hopefully do each week where I wrap it up in one. I might give it to you tonight, I might give it to you tomorrow. Okay? So have a good day, and I'll talk to you later.